Hello again, and just to show you that just because we left Altona and came back to Champlain does not mean we went home. We're at the St. Mary's Mission Center on Oak Street in Champlain, where there's a lot of activity today on this Thursday the 24th of June, and we're standing here between two gentlemen who are doing some work. Your name?
Wallace Weirs.
From Champlain, and
Carl LaFountain.
LaFountain. We just left some LaFountains, and this man LaFountain spells it differently. And Rita, come on over and join in here with us too.
It's really LaFontaine.
LaFontaine, all right.
That's
okay.
the way it's spelled.
We had a Lafountain. And Rita, hi.
Hi there.
Your full name?
Rita LeBombard.
Rita LeBombard, and you are the director, can we say, of St. Mary's Mission Center?
That's right.
All right. About twice or three times a year, a lot of activity happen here. There's activity every day, but you look forward to these days because you're going to get rid of some of your
That's right.
things you've picked up. What's happening today, Rita?
Oh, we just praise God to the fullest because everybody's so wonderful. There's been a large crew that's come in, and they've loaded several loads already. And,
Of what?
Of clothing, and they're gone down to the boxcar
In Rouse's Point.
in Rouse's Point, and we're expecting another truck there any minute to come in to pick up another load.
Now, where is this going to?
It's going to South Dakota, to the Native Americans down there. And they appreciate very much the clothing.
Right. So you have about how many people? Carl, this is not your first time here. You've been here before.
My friend Donald Tatcher and I come up 2 or 3 times a week, and we pack the clothes that comes in every day. And we sort some of the clothes for a little thrift shop that we have. And then the rest of it, we either box, pack, and tie, or we put in very good plastic bags, and then we stock it. And then as we accumulate 5 to 8 or 10,000 cubic feet of it, we solicit help in the village from various organizations, individuals, and we get together, find somebody that has a real good truck or people with trucks, and then Rita makes the arrangements with for a boxcar, and then we load the boxcar. Now last fall we loaded a boxcar with 8,500 cubic feet. Our boxcar this time is somewhat smaller, 5,200 cubic feet. So it's not going to take quite as long to load. Possibly we might finish this job today. We started this morning, and hopefully by 5 or 6 o'clock we should have it loaded if everything goes right.
Now, usually, as I mentioned to Rita, it's usually the hottest day of the year or the coldest. Now, today it's warm, but it's not hot.
I know.
Right? But she's had some cold days and some hot ones, and you're looking for people with strong backs. Carl, you were not in the clothing business all your life. What did you do? You're a native of Champlain.
Right.
What did you do?
I'm a retired teacher from BOCES. I was a traveling teacher for boys and girls that were blind or saw very little. But I'm a volunteer worker up here under Rita. She's the boss, and I'm just a worker.
And you do the work.
Well, she does the work too.
Yeah, well, she does the thinking.
She does the thinking, and my friend Don Tatcher and I do what Rita suggests, and basically sort some of the clothes and box it, and then help along.
You know, it's just one of the Lord's miracles, you know. We were really desperate because last year I wasn't feeling good, and I couldn't no longer do the work. And the African sisters, when they were over here, which you met, they said, well, when they get back to Africa, we're going to pray hard. Now, you just hang in there because we're going to pray hard. All the benefit that's been received from the people over there in Africa, they're going to be praying too. And the Lord's going to help you to get some help. And sure enough,
Came through.
He came through with flying colors. I tell you, God's been good.
Wallace, we'll get back to you here. You live in Champlain. You've been here. You're not a native of Champlain, though.
No, I'm a native of Vermont.
Vermont. And you're retired now from what?
That's correct. Boise Cascade Corporation in Sheldon Springs, Vermont.
You probably have met Wallace and his wife, Kate, or Teresa, who was glowed before. When we did the Shelburne Farms over in Shelburne, Vermont, it was through the courtesy of Teresa and Wallace that we got on the property that day, and they came around with us, and we thank you very much for that. We've heard good reports.
You're welcome.
Are you still volunteers over there, too?
Yes. We haven't been doing any this year so far because my wife had an injury last year, but we expect to be back into it.
Okay. And how long were you at Boise Cascades?
42 years.
Oh, yes. And so you come up, do you come up and start too during the week here at all?
No, I usually help just this time.
When you're loading up like this, huh?
Yes.
There's some pretty big boxes and barrels too, aren't they?
Some of them are.
They're not no 20-pounders. I didn't see many 20-pounders.
No, not really.
So this is a beautiful day today to be doing this, and no question. I see they got a back door open here. I've never seen the back door open before, Rita.
No, it's because they're our volunteer workers there, Carl and Donald. They arranged to use the back of the barn because there was a shortage of space again. So
now, if you had a smaller car this time to load it into, does that mean you're going to get it all in, you think?
no.
There'll be some left over.
There'll be a lot left over, so that we'll have to start working on getting another car.
All right. Now, where does all this clothes come from?
It's just an amazing thing. It comes from Canada, comes from Vermont, and all over throughout New York State.
So it's not just Clinton County.
No. It's not limited to any particular area.
And some very good clothes, too.
Oh, yes.
You get very good clothes.
Yeah, and we have a lot of people telling us how grateful they are to have a place to bring the clothing, because they said that a lot of times they have no place to take it. And otherwise they'd have to take it to the dump.
Yes.
So they're very grateful.
Now,
there's a tipping fee we want to remember at the dump.
Yes, I know it. That's right. It costs money. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you people out there you can't answer this question, but do you think that my shirt and Carl's shirt came from this mission center? Well, we'll give you 10 seconds to think about it. Then we're going to tell you the answer to it, because both of our wives are going to shoot me for even thinking. This is from retired money, right? Huh? This is from retired money, customs and teachers. And I see there's a truck getting ready to back in now. And you have a truck from Delagar, you said, donated one. Ralph Boyer, the manager and vice president at Delagar's, it's backing up here. This long driveway here on Oak Street, nearly across from the entrance to Glenwood Cemetery.
This is their third or fourth load today.
Great.
And we may be able to take two or three more truckloads.
Yeah.
It's amazing the quantity of clothes.
Yes,
amazing.
There's a lot of clothes, and they're in good. And like we say, they're in good shape. And I've got some that should be because did you ever notice that your clothes shrink? Have you noticed that, Carl?
I noticed that.
I've got clothes for several years, Wallace. Yours never shrink, I bet, huh?
Bob, just go that way.
Okay, we're going to move around. The truck's going to come right where we are here, so we're going to. I'll break from the camera as they back around this way. The truck's going to go right around the corner. Oh, he's going to come straight back, I guess. That truck's awfully high when you get to this area because of that holds an awful lot of stuff in there. We might mention as we turn, if Calvin can turn here, what these, here's some of the boxes. And let me get inside here. It's darker in here, but there's an awful lot that are packed in these fiber drums. And these pack awfully nice in a big unit. And they're very heavy. That probably weighs anywhere from 50 to 80 pounds at least, huh? Some 100 pounds. And then great big boxes. And sometimes when we're loading these bags, the bag will open up too. These big plastic bags. And this is one place you can use a bag that's not clear. You may not be able to use it when you go to our landfill, but you see what happens? Something inside will break, and then when we're lifting it, I haven't worked today. We've been in Altona, but this is all full all the way back. And the space next door was all filled. This was all folded and put in some kind of an order in the box, right, Rita?
That's right.
And it's all going to the Native Americans.
And the joy of it is that it's all volunteer workers.
Mm-hmm.
Volunteer, they're all donated items, items, and it's all volunteer workers, and even the trucks are volunteers. It's just awesome the way there's so many good people in the world. You know?
Rita, what's happening? I see you're putting a new roof on your building, but it looks like you had too many shingles, so you decided to make the upstairs a little bit bigger. What's happening?
Well, the roof was leaking, and a lot of the rafters had to be replaced, and we were short of closet space, so they decided to raise the roof a little bit.
Yep.
To have more better circulation of air upstairs.
Okay, that's over your kitchen.
Yeah, and that's all done with volunteer workers too. I just can't praise God enough.
Yeah. Sorry, you contractors out there are a roofer, but this is volunteer work here, right?
It really is.
But you did buy the shingles.
Oh yeah, we bought the material, and they gave us a real good deal on
You even
this
got the material at a good deal.
Yeah,
All right.
it's really
And
good.
there's a big truck, and that's awfully high to lift up when you're lifting 100 pounds. Of course, you got this incline, and we'd like to have low beds here. It'd be very nice, but there aren't any. That's out of RDSO Incorporated ready-mix concrete.
They've been a big help to us. They've been over the years. They've been very wonderful. And we're grateful to them and to everybody for being so wonderful.
Oh, this has got a bed, Calvin. Look at this. It's going up here, where you can see it make it a little easier to load. We just did a story on them. It was on this past Sunday about RDSO and Son. We talked to Jim and Shirley, now the owners of RDSO Incorporated, and we're glad to see them again.
Hello. You can help us.
Okay, you can see that there are 3 people inside, and there's 5 right here loading from the outside. It didn't used to be like that some of those days that we were up here when I've been up here volunteering, but that's a lot of people working. Some of those are very heavy. These are smaller bags, easier to handle and work with. Of course, you get the Cooperville Bayshires here. They take these great big drums, see?
Well, Donald and Carl are so used to handling these bags. They've been handling so much of it that I tell you, it's...
This is they got to handle it one more time to unload it. After that, they're done.
Yeah.
And then you got to start and do it all over again. Start filling them up again.
That's right.
Where do you get all your fiber drums?
Air slabs.
They donate those to you?
Yes.
They've been
Well,
used?
when we ship overseas, that we wouldn't be able to ship if we didn't have those fiber drums, because boxes are not very helpful, because a lot of the stuff is pilfered, and but the fiber drums seem to go through in top shape.
Well, now when do you decide when to ship to overseas and when you decide to ship to the Native Americans?
Well, it goes according to, like, we have a missionary that comes over from Jamaica, and he usually he comes through in the summertime, and then he packs and gives us an idea what he wants. He has an orphanage down there.
Now, this is your own personal residence. This is doesn't belong to the church or the mission center, right? This is your property?
It's my property, but it's the Lord's. It goes for the Lord's work.
Okay, and you've done a lot of work here over the years.
Well, people have been wonderful. Without them being so wonderful and helpful, we wouldn't have done what we did.
That nice big yard. We were here talking with Father Macassa. Was it Macassa?
Yeah.
Couple of years, or last year, I guess, when he was here and was leaving to go back to Uganda, and we talked to him for...
I got a letter from him yesterday, or a couple of days ago.
He's
doing very well, and he wants to say hello to everybody.
Okay, you heard it.
All his friends.
He was here for several months, going to school up in Canada, I think, at the time, right? He was going to some classes.
Yeah.
And now, go ahead.
He right now he's looking to buy cattle. Over there, he said this was a good time of the year to buy cattle, and he wanted to, so I sent him some of his money to buy the cattle that he needed to
Now,
buy.
when you say you sent some of his money, you mean you sent him money?
I'm responsible for his his account that he has.
Oh, he has money here that people send to him?
Well, yeah, they're donations. Anybody that wants to give a donation to him, just send it here and earmark it for him, and I deposit it in his account.
Okay, and then you
Then
send him
when
the
he
money?
needs money, I send him.
Send him the money. Okay, that's it. We're at the St. Mary's Mission Center. All right, we're in this other part of the garage that was filled, I guess this morning when they started loading. Right up to the door. It was completely filled. There's more filled in the back room also. They saw it way in the back of the trailer over there that the sorting is done. That's the only part that's heated at all. All right, well, hello there.
How you doing, Bob?
Hi, what's your name?
James LaFontaine.
James LaFontaine. And Jim, you're here with the RDSO truck.
Yeah.
And we missed you said, when we did...
yeah, I work up there part-time for Jimmy and Shirley.
Were you glad about that, or were you sorry we didn't get a chance to talk to you?
It didn't make any difference.
It doesn't?
No.
Well, that makes me feel good when you say that. How long have you been at DSO's?
Probably off and on for 10 years.
Oh, you have another job besides?
I used to work for Jimmy and Shirley for about maybe 4 years, then I went for I'm a correction officer up in Malone now.
Okay, so
but now I work
still
for
help, yes?
I work for him part-time on my days off and whenever I get a chance.
You like working on your days off, do you? Well, that's what
I don't like to sit still.
Hey, that's what happened when you get married, huh?
That's right.
Huh? You got to have these jobs. But now here's a bag here. That's
a Bob Venn bag.
Yeah, that's
got
not
your name on it.
Yeah, thanks. Well,
At least 200 to
I'm not about to put. Oh, see how that's done right there. He shows you how that's done.
Watch it, Calvin.
Yeah, this one's coming by itself right here. All right. Well.
Well, I asked Jimmy donated the truck for the afternoon to haul the clothes.
So did you see the show? Did you see the show we did?
You guys did a very good job.
Did you enjoy it? Yes?
Very good
I thought
job.
they did very good. Even Shirley didn't want to be on, but she did very well.
Yeah, I just had some Michigans up in her kitchen before I
In
left
her
there.
kitchen?
Yeah.
Is she still running her kitchen?
Oh yeah.
No, that's not for the public when they go by.
Oh, it's all the men she feeds up there.
Oh, she
Just
likes
the
to do
workers.
that, she said,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Even up at the lab, she has a place she can cook in there, right?
Yeah. She's got a couple hiding places up there.
Well, you may not have that job very long, Jim.
It could happen.
And this makes it very handy when this truck comes down like that, because it's just a little too high otherwise. So there's another 4 people working over here, and we're going to, even Carl. See, Carl is loading here. These are the clear bags.
Carl waits for help.
I don't blame you. Well, Calvin and I came up just in time. We've been working on the side. This is one of the men that was been working here since, I guess, 8 o'clock this morning. And your name?
Donald Tatro.
Donald Tatro. You've been doing this a few times, haven't you, Don?
Yes.
All right. You came to my house yesterday morning, right? And told me to come, and then we had this engagement this morning that I didn't know about at the time. Don, you were saying that in addition to clothes, there's money involved in this, right?
That's right. The shipments.
The shipments cost money to send, and they don't have the money. So what were you going to tell me, Al?
Well, there are a lot of people, a lot of companies who want to donate money, but they don't want to be known.
They do, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Companies do that.
Do that.
Yeah.
And so that what we are told, we want to say that they can come over and see Rita and make the donations, and the shipment will be sent wherever they want to send it.
Yeah. If you out there figure you want to make a donation, you don't have used clothes. You're like me, you keep them till there's a hole in them, and you want to make some kind of a donation, you can make money, come see Rita, and it'll go to help to ship this out to the people who need it, or to South. It costs money to send to Jamaica and to Peru.
Right, and this Father Waltz from Jamaica, which he has a big orphanage. And
Okay.
all this clothes is going, and he needs help. He has expanded his orphanage this year, and he needs any kind of bedding whatsoever for the orphanage.
Was he ever from our diocese?
No.
Oh, he was. All right.
No.
Father Waltz, and it goes there, and there's a lot of things going on in the background that we don't know about, folks out there, and there are a lot of people who are working like here today. There must have been 12 people up here,
Right.
all around helping, and it makes it a little easier on you and others. When it's
And you can
different.
use all the help there. Anybody wants to volunteer, it's
Okay, well now they should announce it maybe in church. You don't always know it till a couple of days before because of the car.
that's right.
Not always known, but if they ask you to come in, this is what it's all about. You don't have to overwork. There'll be enough people. They all, they ran a regular little line around here as we were doing this. Now there's one more load. They're going to go and empty those 2 and come back and pick up the rest of this if there's room in the car.
Right.
So Don, you're retired from the farm,
That's right.
and you were a farmer how long?
Oh, 30 years. Since the age 16, I've been working on a farm.
All right, so now, you know, I remember farmers didn't used to retire. They died there.
Well, we got all the kids left the farm, and so we were left alone. My brother and I was left alone. We thought it was time to get out of it.
Yeah. You spent some time at the golf course, too?
No, I don't.
Oh, your brother's at
My
the
brother's
golf.
doing. He works there, him and his wife.
All right, do you go to Florida? You learn how to do that?
Oh, yeah, we learned that.
All right. And who was your mom and dad? Who were you?
Wilfred and
Wilfred.
Levi at the Theatre.
Okay, and did they live out there on the Red Dubar Road all those years?
All their life.
And you worked before you were 10, you telling me?
Well, we worked. That's where I was brought up, that farm.
You could at least hold your finger so the calves could nurse on it, huh?
That's
when they
right.
were real small. Okay, well, and but you're enjoying your retirement.
That's right.
But there's a lot of things you're doing, and you didn't have time to before. But yeah, when you were on the farm, you were still up here doing this from time to time.
Not so much as now.
But you
now,
did.
It used to be that we used to come up here and work about half a day a week. But this is getting to be that clothes are really coming in, and we're very happy that we can send them to a lot of these people that are really in need of it.
Okay. Don Tatro, and we're at the St. Mary's Mission Center where they've loaded the clothes today to go out to the plains where it gets pretty cold up in South Dakota, Montana area, and some of these warm clothing will go out there to these people. Thank you very much, Don, and thank you for watching Hometown Cable. This is a little addition on the end of the groundbreaking at Altona for the senior housing. And when you see Don and any others you've seen on camera, tell them you appreciate their help that they're doing on a volunteer basis. A lot of volunteers in St. Mary's Mission, and other churches too, by the way.